right. People should be trickling in any moment now. We are live here. This is David Jagno from uploadvr.com, and we're doing something a little special today. This is not something we've done before. This is a non-VR stream, as you can tell from the title. We are not actually playing the VR version because that's not out yet. We don't have access to it. So instead, we are playing the non-VR version that currently exists so that we can kind of prepare and get ready for the Beyond update, and we can walk through some of the things that you need to know about the game before it comes out, some tips to let you know, and just to help people get ready, and so we can also personally get ready. I haven't played this game in a very long time, probably since around the time it came out. So there have been a lot of updates. I just published an article at uploadvr.com that's all about all the updates and all the stuff you need to know about the game before starting. And yeah, so the VR update comes out on August 14th, which is just about a week away. And it'll have full support for the entire game on PC VR and PSVR. So we decided, you know what, well, let's play the game a little bit before it comes out so we can get familiar with it and we can write some stuff about it to help people. But in order to do that, I probably need to actually play the game some myself. So that's what we're deciding to do. And I was like, you know what, let's just stream it. Let's tell people it's non-VR, make it clear, and people can jump in and we can chat and talk about the game. So I'm joined by Kyle here from Upload.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, hello. Thank you for joining. And we should be all set to have a pretty good time. We've got the Swag Llama. The Swag Llama is watching right now. He said he just finished watching PewDiePie as soon as our video started, so I guess he switched over to us. Good timing.
Well, there you go. It's a
Okay.
win-win for everybody.
Exactly. So if you haven't played No Man's Sky before, or you haven't played in a long time, this might look a little foreign to you. I'm playing in third person. This is a feature they added recently, and I say recently, but in one of the previous updates. But in VR, obviously, you can play in first person with motion controllers inside the headset. You can look around freely inside the cockpit of your ships and all that good stuff. So yeah, I just started out. So right now, whenever you first start the game, you load into a random world. The universe of No Man's Sky is however many quadrillion planets or whatever crazy number. It is basically an infinite amount of planets, and you kind of randomly are assigned one. And you start out with pretty much nothing. You don't have any resources. You don't have a way to repair, your jetpack, your scanner, your gun, your ship. Everything's kind of broken. So you start out as bare bones as you possibly can, and it's up to you to find the resources to repair your ship, get off the planet, and start exploring and doing stuff.
Exactly. So when they start you off, they do always put you on a random planet, but the planet itself always has some form of hazard. So it's either too hot or too cold or something that pushes you to try to keep your shields up and repair things, and you have to go and scavenge for different elements. And you'll notice that the cave systems, like we were just in, are pretty helpful when you're in hazardous conditions. And we were kind of camping out down there so we don't die while we introduce what we're doing here.
Right.
So we're in a two-player scenario. We can do up to 4 right now. Now we don't know what type of changes will happen with the VR update, but I would imagine there may be some changes possibly to the way multiplayer works.
So Pinopel says they need VR version urgently. I agree. I'm very excited for that myself. Like I said, it does release on August 14th next week. And to answer your question, Aria, in VR, it's in first person. So you're playing from the view of inside your helmet. When you fly a ship or drive a vehicle, you're inside the cockpit. All that good stuff. You can play in first person right now too. I don't know what the button is to switch my view. I'm playing in third person at the moment, but you can switch to first person if you want.
Yeah, if you hit X, David, on your keyboard, you can go to utilities, and then on utilities you can switch toggle camera view. Learning these
photo mode,
menus,
utilities.
Yeah.
How do you? Oh,
so
there
you
we
roll.
go.
I use my scroll wheel to. change between.
There we go. First person. Okay, I'll play in first person since that's closer to what the VR experience will be like.
Exactly, and that's what I typically do as well, as I stay on first person.
Laser OB. I don't think there will be HOTAS support. I could be wrong, but I don't think that there will be that, because I don't think it has HOTAS support now. Does it?
I don't believe that it does. It would be difficult, not impossible, but difficult to switch back and forth between when you're on the planet and then when you're in a ship. So
Yeah,
the
and
HOTAS
especially
report,
for VR, the motion controllers are a rough approximation of holding a HOTAS, kind of. So I think that's the format they're kind of going for. Ebola, that's a great name. Yeah, very classy. Wants to know, will PvP come with the new DLC? Yeah, so there's PvP now. Like, we could fight each other if we wanted, and they have space fights. There's all that stuff is already in the game. So the entire game is going to be supported in VR. It's, it. People say, like, a lot of the time you get a game that gets ported to VR, like Borderlands 2, and there's no multiplayer, or you get Fallout 4 VR and none of the DLC is included. But this is like, it will be as if the game had VR from day one. The entire game will have VR support. It's the same game, same save file. You don't need to rebuy it. It is the entire experience.
I just fed this little rat thing over here. So the animals themselves, you
Oh
can
yeah, it's a
feed
happy
them.
face. That's cool.
Yeah, he's very happy. You can feed them, and they each eat a different element. So this one eats carbon. There's another one that eats cobalt. Feeding them will have them produce that little fecal matter, which, if you pick it up, is copyright. And copyright is one of the elements that you may need mass quantities of for certain recipes.
This is a sodium-rich plant here.
So you want sodium to charge your shield. And
carbon,
what you'll do is you'll find that different components that are necessary to play this game require different elements. So you need sodium for your shield and oxygen for your life support, and ferrite dust helps to make metal things. So there's a lot of really advanced and pretty complicated recipe system in No Man's Sky, and I have found that refining elements and just stockpiling as much as you can. One of the components to doing this is expanding your storage on both the ship and your suit that you wear in the game to be able to hold more elements. Because the worst thing in the world when you're playing this game is getting somewhere where you need a certain amount of an element and you don't have any way to find it on a certain planet. If you had stocked up on it on the previous planet, you could have brought it with you, but you have to have enough storage. So there's this whole process you have to go through.
Hey, what's up, Gamertag? Thanks for stopping by. And so, do you know much about the way PvP works? Because Ebola's asking, is it like an instance thing? Is it sort of open world survival based? Like, if you were to fly somewhere, could you just open fire on someone in space? Could I, if I had a gun, could I attack you right now? Like, do you know how it works?
Shoot me. Go ahead and shoot me.
All I have is my mining laser. Does that do damage?
Okay. Nope.
Oh, it says
because
it
I turned it off. That's a setting.
Ah.
So if you go into your network and voice settings, you have the ability to do, damage players,
utilities.
What people
is
can
that
do
in a menu
or
network and voice? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if is the volume too loud. I feel like the game volume's getting very loud. Let me turn it down a tiny bit. General options, I guess. Yeah, volume. There we go. Let me turn the game volume down. Turn some of the sound effects down. Okay, Eric is saying that it will have HOTAS and gamepad support. Do you remember where you saw that information? I haven't seen that confirmed, but I also haven't really been looking, so I could just be very wrong.
Yeah, I've not seen anything. In terms of the way it works currently, so if you're playing today, we don't know what the next update, the Beyond update, is going to provide. But right now, as it stands, you can go and play with other people up to 16 are in an instance of the world. And then if you're not actually in what's called a party, because right now David and I are in a party, you're allowed to have 4 people in a party, so you plus 3 others. So I invited David into my world. We
Okay,
see each
Eric is
other.
saying it was in the official announcement, so maybe we just missed it. So
Okay.
is HOTAS support, is that going to, Eric, do you know, is that for PC only, or is that in PSVR as well? Because I think there are some HOTASes that work on PS4. Let me recharge my mining beam.
Hopefully you have some carbon. If not, there's
Yeah, I've
all
got it.
sorts of carbon all over the place.
And then, so hazard protection, how do you recharge that? Oh, sodium.
Sodium. So
Okay.
in the best way to get sodium right now, because they kind of start you off with almost nothing. In order to get sodium, you got to go find the little flowers on this planet. They come in flowers. So one of the first things that I typically do is I fix my scanner, which
Yeah, I just fixed mine as well.
you do with ferrite dust, and then if you hit C on your keyboard,
Yeah.
it'll toggle the scanner and it'll show you.
Oh, there's some sodium right there.
There you go.
I love just being able to see ships flying around, just the NPCs, you know, exploring. And
Yeah.
Laser OB says it reminds him of the Solus project. Yeah, it's a very similar type of game. The biggest difference, obviously, being that you're not restricted to a single world like Solus. This is, you know, it's hard to really contextualize this without seeing it for yourself. But basically, the thing about No Man's Sky that is most impressive to me is the fact that it is essentially a, you know, universe simulation. You know, so I'm on this planet right now that looks like this, has this color sky, these types of plants, these types of animals. Once I get my ship, I can fly up into space. There's no loading screens. I can go through the clouds, through the atmosphere. If I have, you know, like a jump drive and resources and fuel to do it, I could go to another planet. I could go to another star system. There's essentially an infinite number of planets, and all of them have different terrains. I can terraform things. I can build bases. There's a survival aspect to it. There's, you know, a better story mode now that they've added since it came out with more missions and a better plot and stuff like that. Oh yeah, here's both of our ships right here, so they're right next to each other.
Yeah, I think by me fixing my scanner, it triggered the ship to become.
Okay, so Eric is saying the quote in the announcement is grab your joystick and thruster to fly over to an alien planet. I believe that phrasing means using your motion controllers, grab the virtual joystick and thrusters in the game. Because that's the way that it works. In VR, you have your motion controllers in the cockpit, and you reach out with your hand and you physically interact with the digital objects in the game world. You don't actually use a physical joystick and thruster. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I think they're talking about the move controllers in the Rift touch controllers, index controllers, Vive wands, interacting with the virtual cockpit. I don't think it has HOTAS support. Again, I could be wrong. Eric could be right, but I don't think it has HOTAS support. Okay, here's my starship.
Yep, and here's mine.
So you can hop inside to let your suit recharge too, right? Can't you do that?
It'll recharge the shield, yeah.
Okay. Everything's
And it'll
offline.
also bring you online and.
The controls react to my touch. Ooh, that's going to be interesting whenever you actually get to touch it. I'm so excited. And I can only assume it belongs to me, but I have no memory of it, no sense of a before. Are there any other VR games on PSVR that support HOTAS? Cockney John is asking. I think Valkyrie does. I'm pretty sure it does. Could be wrong. I'm sure if you do a Google search you can find some, but I think Valkyrie is one. That's obviously a very different game. It's a dogfighting game. Valkyrie, Ultra Wings, Ace Combat 7, In Space. Okay, thanks, Dave Station. Okay, repair ship systems. Self-guided repair protocols initiated. Okay, my pulse engine needs hermetic seal and metal plating. Okay, launch thruster critically damaged. Alright, alright, alright. The weather here is sweltering, so that's good.
So I think the first thing we need to do is make some
Whoop.
metal plates.
What's going on? Oh, that's you. Yeah, it needs metal plates and a heretic seal, which I think you can look in here and see how to make those things, right? If I look... Yeah, my pulse engine, I can open that up and I can see the metal plating. Does it have a recipe for how to do that?
Ah, okay. So when you go into your menu, if you hit tab, you can go in and just click on a box somewhere empty in your
Oh, there you go. I
inventory,
see it.
and it says craft product. And so you can craft a metal
Okay.
plate if you have 50 ferrite dust.
Yes, which I do.
Good.
So I can
Excellent.
make that already. Metal plate
Right.
made. And where's the heretic seal?
Now, if you go and look at all of the objects that you can create, you'll notice that you don't have plans to do a hermetic seal.
Okay.
So there's other things that need to be done before it gives you the ability to do that. So what I would recommend doing is once you've made your metal plate, go add it to the broken part in your ship.
Yep.
And
Got
it will do something new.
Alright. That has been added. Hop inside. Okay, starship critically damaged, vital ingredients missing, unable to synthesis required components. Pulse engine requires hermetic seal. Cockney John, no, this will not have aim support. It is a PS Move only title, or gamepad, obviously. Tripping Denver says, flying in VR is his favorite thing to do. Can't wait to fly in open sky. I'm going to spend hours just hovering the atmosphere to watch the sunrise. I think a lot of people plan on doing stuff like that. That's, yeah, it's going to be magical.
Yeah.
On PSVR, Aria, it does not look as crisp as it does on PC. I will say that. I've tried it on a Vive Pro and I tried it on PSVR, and it played great on both given the limitations of either platform, but graphically there are some downgrades needed for it to run on PSVR. That's the case with any game that's on both platforms usually. Okay, locate hermetic seal, search the distress beacon cache. Okay, so that's right here, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So I'll let you do that.
Ooh, it's a little orb thingy. Probable boundary separation failure. It must have been so much fun writing this like gibberish and like technical mumbo jumbo that doesn't mean anything.
I've had some good times playing this game and thinking that same thing. Who wrote this?
I'm curious how well it will run in VR, says Stuart. It ran pretty decent with Vorpix back when it was still possible. Yeah, from my experience, it ran great. Like I said, I played on a Vive Pro, played on PSVR. Both versions ran very smoothly. It was very crisp. I mean, it's my favorite thing that I did when I played it was taking off on my ship for the first time, because when you're flying in VR, you can look around the cockpit. So the camera is not locked any longer. You can look down at the controls. While I was flying up through the clouds, I looked out the window behind me, and I was able to see the atmosphere passing in my distance, and it was the coolest experience. Like, it just felt so good.
Yeah, it's really cool. Did you so what did that orb tell you to do?
It looks like now I have navigation data. I have to build a signal booster to use it, so I need to craft another metal plating. So I think I need to go get some more ferrite dust. I don't think I can make any more metal plates. Nope, just kidding. I have enough.
Oh, good.
There we go. Metal plate made. So build a signal booster to use navigation data. Is that
so a signal booster
on the ship?
No. If you hit Z on your keyboard.
Z. Oh, it's an object. Okay. So I need carbon nanotubes to make this. That's what I'm missing right now.
Okay, so you'll have to go into your inventory and create carbon nanotubes.
50 more carbon is what I need.
Right, so let's start cutting down some alien trees.
Oh, okay.
That's the place to get carbon. Oh, what I recommend too with the mining beam is the little bar up in the top right, just don't let it get all the way to the top.
Yeah, what I've noticed is if you hold it until it's at the very end,
Yep.
and then you let go for like half a second and press it again, it resets.
Yep. Exactly.
And so that way you can basically continuously shoot it. There we go. I have more than enough carbon now.
Now I should be able to give you something.
So
I should
make
be able to
a
hand you
carbon nanotube.
something.
You
But
said
I have not
press
been able to figure that out.
Z. Okay, here's a signal booster. I'll put this over by my ship because that feels like a good spot to put something like this.
Sure.
There we go. Greg ZVR says, I bought and installed this as soon as the VR news dropped a few months ago, never touched it, and I won't until VR has been installed. Yeah, I think that's a good approach. For us, obviously here at Upload, you know, I would like to have articles ready to go for, you know, in case there are issues people have, questions about how to do things. So I need to refresh myself with the game, get started, and so when we stream it in VR, I don't have to go through all this tedious, busy work. I can just hop in and start flying and exploring. I think that'll be more fun to watch, so that's why we're trying to get a head start a little bit. Okay, outpost signal online. Please select task, input data. Okay, that's all I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, scan distress frequencies. Ooh.
There are some things in this game that I wonder how it will look in VR. I know that if you just, it probably just zoomed way out of the sky and showed you like this big scan, and then I wonder how that'll look in VR.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure, you know, how faithful the carryover would be. 1 second. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people did that, Greg and Cockney John. As soon as they heard about the VR version, they went and bought it. Yeah, so if you don't own the game right now on PSN and on Steam, it is currently half off. So that sale is going until August 21st. So you can definitely plan on getting it, you know, soon if you haven't. Okay, let's see. Reach the marked coordinates. So we have to go on foot, right? Ooh, that's a nice little vista here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more than anything else, I think what I am personally most excited about is just exploring planets in VR. Like, as simple as that sounds, just being able to, like, stand on this cliff in VR and look out at the distance and see, like, the ships flying and the horizon, and that's what I'm most excited about. It's just...
So let me give you a heads up here, because I think this is really important. Make yourself some carbon nanotubes.
Okay.
And this is just a best practice, because we don't have an element right now that's going to make our lives way better. Once you make some carbon nanotubes, go to your multi-tool in your menu,
Yeah.
and you'll notice that you can install technology. And you have the
Yes.
ability to install the analysis visor.
Ah.
If you install that, that makes your whole world so much easier, because now you have a little thing up top of your screen that gives you the general direction of everything that's around you.
Oh, cool.
And this is pretty critical
And
because
this
it
is also
helps
how you scan objects, right?
Right, so if you hit C, it'll scan and show things that are within your general vicinity, but the stuff up top is like, you know, building structures and archaeological sites, where your ship is, where the other player is.
Yeah, and if you hover over something like a plant or an object, it scans it into your discovery, and you get credits that way, right?
That's F, so if you hit F on your keyboard
Yeah,
while
yeah,
you're
yeah.
looking at something,
That's what
it'll
I've been
scan.
doing.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. And you can name stuff that way too, right?
You can. You can. I think it's under the... It's under the P menu. Yeah, if you hit P, you can do some things.
CP, go to discoveries. Okay, so the system we are in is Iowani.
Correct.
I'm going to hold off on naming stuff too much until we find a good, suitable upload planet. Once we find a place to name planet upload, that's when I want to get more serious about naming things. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Here, I'm going to change the name. There, I just changed the name. Do you see the change of the name?
Let's see. Of what?
Of the galaxy we're in.
No, it still says Iowani for me.
Interesting. Ah, I have to upload.
Ahaha! Cockney John says what they want from the VR update is that they can fly about the universe trying to survive, bartering, cooperating, and living. And that's exactly what you'll get. You just pretty much described No Man's Sky in a nutshell.
Yeah, in some respects, this is like Minecraft.
I'm gonna go down
in
inside
space.
this cave real
Ooh,
quick and
okay.
let my protection recharge. There we go. Because those storms were pretty gnarly there for a second. Let's
Yeah,
see
I've
here.
played this where there has been some really, really crappy planets. I mean,
No,
planets
it still
that
says
just want to
Iowani.
kill you. Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, mine says I want a cookie. So.
Alright, there we go. Let's head back.
Yeah, the caves are pretty interesting. If you you could get lost just exploring caves for the longest time.
Oh, I'm sure. And you can basically discover new caves by terraforming and drilling into the planet.
Right.
Whoa. That plant just exploded.
Yeah, there's a lot of killer flora that
Okay,
you gotta be wary
I'm
of.
almost to this hermetic seal location thing. Some dihydrogen crystals. And also, I feel like, just generally speaking, that this game probably has arguably one of the best comeback stories in the history of video games. Because I feel like it had a very rough launch. That, there was a lot of negative reactions from people, and it is turned around so dramatically. Even if you liked it at launch, it's impossible to deny that the game is just dramatically expanded and far more than it was originally. And it's all been for free. That's the nice thing, is that all these updates have been totally free.
Yeah, I was one of I pre-ordered and played it day one. And sure, it wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be, but it has definitely surpassed my expectations since then with all of these free updates.
Yeah, for sure. I can't even mine that one yet.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how the progression of the game, you really do have to grind a little bit to be able to get to more advanced stuff in the game. So as your skill sets evolve, so does the game.
Yeah, for sure.
You should go grab that sodium over there.
Sodium.
Yeah, to your left, I think. I don't. Yeah.
I don't see any.
Behind you. Oh, you can't see it from there. I can see it from up there. That's interesting. Yeah.
Oh no, I see it. I see it now.
Yeah. So I'll let you grab that. Yeah, I personally found this game a bit more comfortable with a keyboard and mouse than the PSVR version. But that's just me personally.
You mean
I'd be
PS4?
curious. Or yeah. I would be curious to hear how people like playing it with, um, the touch controllers, the Vive controllers, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think some elements of it are going to be a little cumbersome, just because of the way the game is set up and with the way it works. Miguel Angel, thank you for subscribing, my friend. Thank you very much. Welcome. Alright, I am at this trailer type thing.
Yep.
Ooh.
Now, earlier when you were talking to the orb to get the navigational data, I attempted to also interact with it, and it told me that it was in use. So I'm guessing that you and I are both going to have to get these carbon nanotubes.
Recover supplies. Alright, cool. Got a hermetic seal. And
Okay.
ZRS Dad, thank you for subscribing. Thank you very much.
Uh-oh. So you get the nanotubes and I don't. So that's...
You mean the hermetic seal?
Or the hermetic seal, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, that's weird.
Well, that's okay. I'll just you'll just have to abandon me on the planet.
Well, there's a second trailer here.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, it's not going to do much.
Oh, that's just a language database.
I'm going to learn. I've learned the Gek word for give.
Maybe once I complete it on my ship, it'll just auto-complete for yours or something.
Possibly.
Because, I mean, surely they must have thought about people that play the entire game in co-ops from the beginning. I feel like that's going to be a relatively common way of playing the game.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more fun having somebody else on the planet with you. It gets a little lonely.
I can imagine, yeah. Eric says, have you ever encountered any of the monster alien nests? Imagine how crazy that's going to be in VR.
Yeah, I haven't come across any nests, but I have been attacked, velociraptor style from every angle on a planet before. So it is going to be fun.
I just saw a bunch of animals disappear that I was looking at. That was weird.
I swear the planet's plants want to kill you more than the animals do.
I remember
My
the
least
very...
favorite part.
Uh-huh.
My least favorite part of this game is the stupid little branches that reach out and snap you and try to kill you.
So Cockney John is asking, it's interesting to see how No Man's Sky and Star Citizen have progressed alongside each other. And do you think that the market will polarize the VR population along those two games?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
There will definitely be, people who are, No Man's Sky VR or nothing, and then there's going to be people that will say Star Citizen or nothing. It's going to happen.
I need an Atlas pass to search this.
Yeah, you don't get that right away.
There's a bunch of rusted metal. I don't know what that's for, but I grabbed it. It says you need advanced mining laser for that?
Right.
Okay.
And you don't get that until a little later.
Arya, you can talk to other players in the game. We turned off in-game voice chat because we were already in a Discord call. But you can actually see from the menu here, network and voice, you can have voice chat on, you can have text chat. Ambient multiplayer, I don't know what that is, but I have it turned on. Maybe it's just whether or not you see other players passing by, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, voice chat's included. You don't need to have a separate program if you don't want to.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that when we could hear ourselves. Like, wow, it was good latency and everything.
Yeah, it was almost the exact same time as Discord, and it was
Right.
in the loading screen. I hadn't even fully loaded in yet. I could already hear you.
Yeah, getting together in this was actually pretty simple.
Yeah, so the way it worked for us is whenever I went to join the game, I don't know if it'll let me show you the menu right now, but whenever you go to start a game, you can either pick an existing save file or start new, and regardless of which one you pick, you can either load into your own game or you can join someone's game, and that someone can either be a friend or you can join like a random person's game. All of this might change whenever the Beyond update comes out. A part of that is No Man's Sky Online, which is one of the pieces of Beyond, and so I'm imagining that's going to overhaul. Excuse me, I imagine that's going to overhaul the way that online multiplayer works dramatically. I'm expecting it to have a higher player cap, probably some type of hub of some kind. You know, kind of a more MMO type experience is what I'm imagining it's going to be like. I don't know for sure. We obviously because it's not out yet, but I think that's what it's going to be like probably.
You know, I think there were a lot of people who wanted this game to be an MMO, and it's very clearly not in its current form.
Yeah.
But it could be. I wonder how that's going to work. I'm very, very curious.
Some more back in here. All right, Starship launch thruster now needs to be repaired. Requires dihydrogen jelly and pure ferrite. Construct a portable refiner to process pure ferrite. Okay.
So that processor is in, if you hit Z,
Yep,
it's
got it.
just like the signal
I just
booster.
need another metal plating to make it.
Yep.
Done.
And the dihydrogen jelly.
I need a little more. Oh, wait. Yeah, I need a tiny bit more oxygen. I need 3 oxygen, then I can make it.
Okay.
Where's some oxygen nearby? Yep, there it is.
Just hit your scanner and look for it. Yeah.
Eric is really curious how they optimize the game for VR. The current version loses frame rate often, especially when base building. Yeah, I think they did a pretty close to like a ground up rebuild of a lot of stuff for this Beyond update. You know, it's essentially like a new version of the game from top to bottom to add in VR and change the online, and so I'd imagine it runs better than, even if you don't play in VR, I'd imagine it's going to be a smoother experience. Okay, portable refiner.
There you go.
Inputs, ferrite dust. I think I need more. Let's see here. Oh, I need to charge the fuel inverter with carbon. I don't have any carbon.
So as you're doing that, I'm running back to the building that we found where you got your hermetic seal, because I didn't get the seal when I went because I hadn't talked to the signal booster yet. So in essence, everything you do, everybody else has to do to be able to get off the damn planet. Yeah.
Yeah,
interesting.
I guess that makes sense.
I suppose. Uh-oh. I'm dying.
Did they get rid of those like sentinel robot things that would police you?
No. No, they're still there. You just have to get to a planet that has them. Some of them have like ones that want to kill you as soon as you get out of your ship, and the other ones, they can be passive.
Gotcha. Alright, portable refiner. Let's pop in some carbon here. How much? I don't know how much ferrite I need to make pure ferrite.
Yeah, I don't know.
I probably need a lot more than 5. So let me see. Let's see real quick. What was I making that for? Dihydrogen jelly. The launch thruster. That's right. Launch thruster needs 50 pure ferrite. Okay. And 1 dihydrogen jelly. How do I make dihydrogen jelly?
That one is a good question because I found one in a capsule that was just
You
chilling on the
found
ground.
you found the actual jelly, or you just found the
Yes.
dihydrogen?
No, the dihydrogen jelly.
Interesting.
So mine was already pre-made. I don't know if you can just take dihydrogen and put it in a refiner. Let me try that real quick.
Oh no, you make it in the inventory. I see it.
Do you?
I
Okay,
just
good.
made some. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Okay, so I just need to go grab some more ferrite. Brady wants to know, is the Beyond update larger than Next? I think it depends. So it depends on what you mean by larger. The Next update added multiplayer and put the game on Xbox One. This game, or the next update, is going to do No Man's Sky Online, which I don't know what that means exactly. But essentially it should overhaul the multiplayer for the game. And it's going to add VR support. From what I've heard and talking with Sean Murray and the guys at Hello Games, and just having seen it in VR and what the messaging that they've kind of been using, I get the feeling that the Beyond update is kind of the biggest one yet in terms of the changes that it brings to the game. They haven't really given a whole lot of details, but in terms of the workload, it seems like it's like an overhaul of the whole game. It's not just adding a feature. So I mean that could be wrong. I don't know for sure yet, but that's the vibe that I'm getting. That it's going to be a pretty massive update. You know, adding VR support to a game this size is not a small undertaking, and adding so many more multiplayer features and overhauling that is not a small undertaking either.
Yeah, it's not as simple as changing the camera and now you're
yes.
in VR.
So I mean, I guess at the end of the day, for the end user, if you've played No Man's Sky before and you've already played it a lot, the Beyond update might not have a lot of new features that you would see on a checklist, but in terms of the work needed, my interpretation is this is one of the largest updates the game's ever had. So interpret that how you would like to. Okay, pure ferrite is basically done. I think I have enough.
I think you need 75.
Let's see. You need 50. Yeah, so I have enough.
Good.
Okay, jelly installed. Ferrite installed. Launch thrusters. Good to go.
Now, you may want to take a look and see what fuels those items and make sure you have rocket fuel, basically.
Can I pick up... Oh, because it's not empty. Whoops. Oh yeah, I need to grab this. That's right.
Oh yeah, don't leave your refiner.
Put that in there. Okay. And yeah, Eric's right. There's an entire chunk of the update they haven't revealed yet. Brady, yes, I've played the update. I played it in VR. I only played like the tutorial section. I haven't played a whole lot of it yet. But I have played it. We have a video here on our YouTube channel where you can see some impressions and some articles on the site at uploadvr.com. But we still don't know what the third part of the update is. They haven't revealed that. So I mean, it comes out in a week, so they're gonna reveal it soon, I would imagine. All right, all systems functional. Use W to take off.
Oh man, you want to hold on a second?
Oh, whoops.
That's
My
all right.
bad.
Go ahead. I see ya. Bon voyage.
I'm just gonna hover and fly around.
Well, I see you. That's awesome. Look at that. Do a barrel roll. No, you can't. Never mind.
Yeah, you can, huh? You can't rotate? No, you can. There you go.
Oh, oh man, that's cool.
That's gonna be so sick in VR. I'm so excited
Yeah,
for
it
that. I don't even know how to land.
E.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. Gonna be even better in VR.
So while I'm repairing my ship, what I would recommend doing is seeing what you need in terms of fuel for the components that you just repaired, because you may want to stock up a little bit
Oh,
before
that's a
we
good
go out
idea.
and tackle the
So
space
launch
pirates.
thruster, starship launch fuel, created from crystallized dihydrogen or uranium is what my launch thruster uses. And then let's see, the pulse engine is tritium, which is asteroids,
Right.
or pyrite, which is found on desert planets. Okay. And then my deflector shields. Whoops. Okay, so can I make any of those launch thingies that it said I make with dihydrogen? There's
Go
some
check your
jellies
in your
there.
inventory if you can build or not.
Starship launch fuel. Okay, I need metal plating to make those, so okay, I can. There's a one starship launch fuel. I think I can make some more. No, I don't have enough to make more, but I have one. Okay, I'm not going to take off again because I don't want to waste fuel. I'll wait until you're ready.
Okay.
Just walk around and collect stuff.
There
Brady,
you
that
go.
is correct. So whenever I played the demo I played a few months ago, that was not indicative of the entire Beyond update. So I don't know what the third part is yet. Greg is asking, is there a more arcade or semcade mode that's more accessible without all the grinding? And yes, there's a creative mode. I don't know what the exact differences are, but my understanding is it gets rid of a lot of the resource requirements and makes it easier to just kind of pick up and play.
Yeah, whenever you see somebody with a really, really interesting looking base that they post online, that it's usually because they've gone into creative and, had some
Oh,
fun.
sorry about that. I'm getting a phone call, so hold on 1 second.
Okay, so I'm just going in and making as much pure ferrite as I can so I can get caught up with David here.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's all right.
I am now back.
Good. Okay. There we
And
go.
I guess I'll take this chance real quick to let everyone know that in case you were unaware, here on our YouTube channel, you can become a member at Upload VR, which gives you access to these cool emotes. I'll post some of these into the chat real quick. So you can get those cool emojis that are super nifty and awesome looking. And are they even coming through? I don't know if they are. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so those are cool little bonuses you can get, and you can vote on which games we play on our live streams and engage in more polls and get more giveaway entries and stuff like that. Did you get your ship?
I am almost ready. I just need to go get some ferrite dust
Okay.
to make a metal plate, and then I'll have some fuel.
All right, cool.
I'm almost ready to rock, and then we can go and mine some asteroids, I guess.
Oh, I can kill animals with my mining beam? Oh no.
You certainly can.
Oh man. I'm gonna
I'm
role
not
play as an
suggesting that you do
exterminator.
that, but Alright, let me just make a metal plate quickly. And then starship launcher fluid.
All this dihydrogen. Yes, please.
Alright, I'm gonna fly over to where your ship is.
Okay, I'm right outside of it. Let's see, what do I need to make metal plates again? What do you need for that? Ferrite dust. Let me grab some ferrite dust real quick. Just so I can make a few more fuel tubes.
Correct.
There we go. I'll make one more, then I'll be ready to go.
Okay.
Alright. Oh, whoops. 10 short. Now I think I'm good. There we go. One more. Fuel tube. I've got 3. It should be good for a while. Let's see, where's my ship? There it is. Cockney John says what would be interesting is a separate area of view in the VR output that allowed you to control collectors, kind of like the Command and Conquer model to mine local resources. Yeah, that would be neat if you could like hire NPCs sort of to send them out to go get resources for you, sort of make it like a little empire full of resource gatherers and stuff.
They actually do have machines that you can build that will go and auto mine big resource chunks on different planets.
Oh, those are freighters, right?
Well, freighters are a little different actually, but you can actually build like it's almost like an oil well type of thing that just continuously pumps out a specific element. So if you find a big nickel deposit or a big iron deposit, oh boy, here you go. I see ya.
My launch thrusters are at 0, so let me, while I'm just floating here, let me refill that.
Don't land.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm good. I just put one of my fuel containers in there.
Okay.
All right. So are we go into space?
Let's do this.
Oh man.
Hit spacebar. Boom.
Pulse engine offline. Atmospheric interference.
Go up a little higher.
There it goes. Ooh, whoa! I think
you just took off.
My bad. Yeah, where are you?
10 minutes
there are
away
you.
From...
All right. Well, I am now in space. Look at that. I was down there. Now I'm not. You old Dina Alpha.
Oh, I have an incoming message. I should probably hit X and listen to it.
Oh yeah, me too. Starship communicator. Incoming transmission 4925B. Please identify yourself. I'm Zgz. This is Captain Jaggernaut. You are not alone. Follow the Gzgz. Broadcast ends as strangely as it began. The final piece of the signal appears to be a set of planetary coordinates. Okay, let's input coordinate data. Whoa. Signal source triangulated. Is that on? Oh, that's 3 weeks away. Okay, well.
Yeah, we won't be going to that just yet. Let's
let's
mine some.
Let's see. There's a space station over there. There's another planet.
I feel like we should probably go to that space station at some point.
Yeah, lots of
but
asteroids.
I think we should probably get as much tritium as we can first.
Yeah, Greg, this is going to be wild experiencing this inside the headset. I'm so excited.
Do you see my ship?
Where
are you? Let me see if I can find you. Oh, I see you.
It's got to be around here somewhere, right? I mean, you're not coming up on my screen.
I see you. I'm heading right at you.
Oh, wait. No, there you go. I got you. Yeah, I see you. There he is.
Here, I'll do a barrel
That
roll
is
for
so
you.
cool.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Oh, that's fantastic. These are silver. I don't want silver.
Yeah, I think the
Oh,
little skinny ones.
I'm gonna.
It's kind of a
I'm flying through the
random.
asteroid.
Ooh, gold, silver, and gold and tritium. Oh
Oh
my!
yeah, flying through the asteroid. No pressure. Nice. More silver. More silver.
There's some tritium.
Where is it at?
It's just random, man.
I don't know. It's all silver so far. That's not very random. Oh, there it goes. Oh yeah, I found a good one.
Well, the nice thing about doing this is that now you got something that when we go to the space station, we've got something to sell. Because you
Oh,
need to
true.
get credits. So you come out here, you grind a million little asteroids and pick up a bunch of rare minerals, and then you go to the space station and you sell them.
And I will say too, like games like this that have little, you know, things that are kind of repetitive, a little monotonous, but playing something like this in VR and just putting on, you know, like a podcast or something, and it's just like you're listening in your cockpit, like you're listening to the radio.
Yep. Sure beats a commute to an office.
That's very true. Cockney John says once again that it would be so much more efficient if you could just send drones out to go get resources. Which, I mean, I'm not gonna say that's not true. It would be more efficient. Maybe that's something that they're gonna add in an update as well. That'd be kind of a cool new feature. So many asteroids.
So little time. So I've done this before where I've just sat and just mined and mined and mined. Eventually they send the pirates after you.
Okay, pulse engine. There we go. Got that refilled. Ooh, there's some gold. Yeah, there's a game coming up pretty soon that looks like it would be amazing in VR, but unfortunately it won't have VR support. Rogue Galaxy. Rebel Galaxy Outlaw is the name of it. And if you like spaceship games, you know, space sims and that kind of stuff, I highly recommend it. I haven't played it, but I've watched a lot of gameplay and it looks fantastic. Like I said, no VR support unfortunately, but their cockpit design is incredible. Looks so good. Very, very, very Freelancer / Wing Commander inspired.
So what do you say? Should we go head over to the old space station?
Yeah, sure. I've got like 300 tritium, so I should be good for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, let's see here. Space station, right there, tagged.
Okay, here I go. Boom. So even in pulse engine, it's going to take 2 minutes for me to get there.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. These planets are fantastic looking with the rings, and there's one that looks like Earth.
Yeah.
This is definitely, if you're a new player to the game, we're doing right now exactly what you're going to do as soon as you get it in on your headset and you start playing. At least I'm assuming that they're not going to change that part of it.
Yeah,
and then
this is probably going to be pretty close to what it's like for a new player, even after Beyond.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, they've gotten rid of things that like plutonium used to be like your lifeline in this game, and now it's oxygen. Go figure. There's been a few things that they've changed that are pretty drastic in terms of naming, but not necessarily the way that the core of the game is still the same.
Gotcha. Yeah, one of the really neat things that I think is very hard to comprehend in terms of the impact it's going to have on the moment-to-moment gameplay is the fact that in VR you can look around the cockpit. And like right now I can't move my mouse to look around. That controls the ship. So if I wanted to look around the cockpit I can't, but in VR you can look around at all the instruments, you can look out the window, you can crane your head around. It's pretty wild. Mark Sol Green says the stream is very low resolution. I don't know. No one else has said anything, and I think it's streaming at the same quality we usually do. On my end, it looks good. Maybe if you can force it to 720 instead of auto, because it doesn't look low quality on my end whenever I look at it right now. Sorry for any troubles you're having. Oh, you can look around the cockpit a little bit by holding Alt. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's good to know, Eric. It's still not quite the same. You can't look all the way around behind you when you're flying.
So approaching the actual space station, the first thing it does is it automatically whips your ship around and turns your right side up. That's going to be very disorienting in VR.
Probably.
Oh, there you are. I see you.
All right. I'm not sure what you mean, Mark. It seems like everyone else is saying it looks okay. I don't know what the problem is. Sorry if you're having issues. I guess try refreshing, maybe? Maybe that'll fix it?
So I would recommend the first time that you go to the first space station is that you go to the left.
Relative to which direction? The entrance?
Like up here.
Oh, okay.
Relative to the, stage left, I guess, or whatever. The reason you want to do that is because here are all the guys that'll give you new plans for stuff and barter things with you and trade and all of that. But over here is where you can actually manipulate your character's appearance.
Oh yeah, I forgot they added this in Next, right?
Yeah. So since you're streaming, I'll let you jump in there and play around.
Appearance modifier. Oh yeah, you can be different races. I forgot about that. That's cool. Korvax, Gek. That's pretty neat. Yeah, I'm streaming at 720, so that's correct, Cockney John. It should be 720. I'm doing that just to make sure performance is good. I try to prioritize frame rate whenever possible. I'll experiment with going up to 1080 or higher in the future, but just to maintain performance, I go at 720. Let's see. Anomaly. Traveler looks kind of cool. Oh, that's so each race even has its own presets.
Yeah, it's pretty robust of a customization.
That's pretty neat. Ooh, I like the way. I think I like the way 8 looks in terms of the style. So you can change body shape. That looks pretty good. Helmet type. Wow, yeah. This is especially the fact that all of this is unlocked basically, there's no cost to any of this, which is kind of cool. Is there like a way to get new customization items and stuff and as you play, or?
I have not seen that. The only things that I've seen have been upgrades to your equipment, your storage, different weapons, things like that.
Hoey Baby is getting the game on Friday and is very excited for VR.
I'm excited for them as well.
You will not be alone in that excitement. Mark says goodbye real life, and it'll be difficult for me to focus on writing any words after this comes out. I can guarantee that. Let's see. You gotta go black and green. They gotta get those upload colors. Throwing some white accents here and there. Armor looks good. Oh, that's kind of nifty. Wait, no, let's do that. Yeah, there we go. Get the gloves. Let's go black gloves. That looks good.
So I'm just sitting here staring at you as you customize. Nothing's changed yet because I don't think you finalized, but I fully expect your entire person to just pop and turn into different colors.
Yeah. Eric says that you can get some cosmetics from limited community events, but Sean Murray has said in the past they don't really want to focus on that too much.
Yeah, you don't want it to be like, FIFA or something where you spend 6 hours customizing your character and don't actually play the game.
All right, I'm looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that.
All right, let's
like
see
to
if
apply
it changes when you apply.
Yes.
Whoa! Look at you!
Yeah, got them upload colors going on now. Here, I'm gonna change the
That
third
looks
person.
fantastic.
Everyone can see. Look at that. All right, someone get Hello Games on the phone. We gotta add some upload logos.
Maybe we can make it a unlockable exclusive or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of cool because your chest plate kind of has a little.
That's why I
like,
picked it. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, not bad. Looking pretty good. I like that. Do you want to change yours at all, or are you just going to stick with the way it is?
I'm going to do it right now.
All right. Let me look through some of these other menus. Eric, yeah, the height does change. The species have different heights, and each species itself has a different body type you can pick. So I'm imagining all that will change, even in VR. I would imagine that it will scale your height correctly based on your species. That would be kind of neat. So Aria, I don't know what the size will be after Beyond. For me, I just downloaded it today on Steam. It's about 10 gigs on Steam. So it's not a very large file size, which is bizarre. When the Beyond update comes out, I imagine that's obviously going to increase just because they're adding so much new stuff. But I don't know what that file size will be. So hopefully not too much bigger. But comparatively to other games, it's surprisingly not that huge of a file size, which is strange. I guess it's probably all the procedural generation. It really helps cut down on the file size.
How do I look?
That looks just like you.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
I'm not sure of the color choice. It's white and then salmon colored. I don't know.
Yes.
It's a little weird, but it's all right. If that's how you feel if that's what you feel like you representing yourself as, it's totally fine.
As a partially colorblind individual, I think I look fantastic.
Jungle Games wants to know, should they dust off their OG Vive or try streaming it to the Quest?
Streaming to the Quest.
It depends. What are you using to stream to Quest? Are you using there's a lot of different. I know there's like RiftCat, there's a few solutions. I mean, if it works well enough for you and you feel like it's playable, then just keep doing that. ALVR, I haven't tried that one. I know it's supposed to be pretty decent.
So this is where you start to wish that you had some money. When you go in here to try to get this upgrade for your backpack to add an extra storage, it'll show that you have no fundage, and you have to go get fundage. And I can show you where to do that.
I also don't know this language, so it's hard to communicate. You learn languages slowly over the course of the game, if I remember correctly, by talking to certain NPCs will teach you some words here and there.
Correct. So if you come in here...
Ooh, weapon terminal. That's cool. Bolt caster. Do I have this? The bolt caster thing?
No.
If I remember correctly, you can make that, right? Yeah,
There's
bolt
you can find
caster. I need
upgrade. Yes.
chromatic
Yeah.
metal is what I need, and 2 more carbon nanotubes. I don't know how to get chromatic metal.
Well, you make it with the refiner.
Ah,
Here, come over this way though, and I'll show you something.
okay.
Hi. So if you go talk to this thing right here, this terminal, you can go in and sell the gold and silver that we mined and get some ducats, get some money.
Oh, okay.
And you can also purchase things. So sometimes it's just too difficult to mine everything and go through the process, and this is an easy way of putting your
Okay, so
grinded
I can.
resources to good use by selling them.
It's not letting me sell the silver. It's weird. Oh, it's on my ship. Duh. Okay.
You can transfer the inventory.
Yep. And gold. Okay, so now I have 16,000 units.
Okay. So you need 5 grand to get the upgrade to your backpack.
If I do my discoveries, can I get some more as well?
That's a good question.
I think if I see, it says it's giving me nanite clusters. Okay, so how do I do the backpack upgrade thing?
You go back to uh, that first kiosk on this level. You just go and hit E on that floating backpack thing.
Oh, I see. Exosuit upgrade. It just gives you one more slot, is that all it is?
Yeah, and you go through a process where you continuously get the option to do that.
Ah, okay. Cool.
So right now I have 6,000. I had a whole bunch of rusted metal, which you can sell. So I'm gonna go get a backpack upgrade myself.
Let's see. If I go back, do I have anything else I could sell? Oh, rusted metal. Okay, yeah.
All
I'd
right, I'm
imagine
upgraded now.
most of the resources you probably want to keep, right? Just
It,
in
it really
case.
depends on what your objective at the time is. I have found through my hundreds of hours playing this game that I identify which minerals are valuable and that can be sold easily,
Uh-huh.
and I stockpile those. Uh,
Gotcha.
you just learn over time which things you want to stockpile and which ones you want to just get as much of it as you can to sell it. So I'm not sure if you want to go try to see if we can locate that that we have a planet on our radar for the signal source that when we first jumped in here, we ended up getting a signal source, the incoming message.
Oh
And so
yeah,
we
that's
have to
right.
go to a different planet to be able to do that.
Okay.
So maybe we should go see what's on that planet.
Yeah. Whoops.
The other cool thing is when you're in an area with a planet, you can hit C, and you can scan a planet and see what type of nonsense is there and whether or not you actually want to visit it based on what's available there.
Oh, I see.
So if you're looking for something specific, that would be how, you might show up at a solar system and there's 6 planets, but you don't know which one has the, the copperite or the, cobalt or nickel or whatever it is you're looking for.
Gotcha.
Saves you some time. Whoa,
Going through
overshot.
the atmosphere. Ooh, this planet is pretty cool looking.
It's not bad. Oh, there's a sentinel. All right, so when you first land on a
Great.
planet, it tells you how the sentinel. And you want to try to stay away from the ones that are checking you out. Okay, you're gonna want to come over here and check out this. Get some
Yeah.
new tech out of this thing.
Yeah, I was waiting. It said you were, whoa, the plant
Yep.
attacked me.
Damn plants.
The sparking wires of the machine generate a signal, tapping out its broadcast into the void. Whoever left the message is long gone. Decipher signal. Failed to reach station, hazard protection low, no choice but to underground deployed base computer. Signal contains plans for a base computer and a terrain manipulator.
Yep, and I've got myself a terrain manipulator.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna manipulate some terrain. There you go. I just manipulated. Woo!
Neat. I'm probably going to have to get going pretty soon. But this was definitely fun to do to get started with the game here. Everyone, if you're watching right now, thank you for tuning in, and definitely appreciate you watching us fumble around here in No Man's Sky, starting from scratch. And the VR update launches on August 14th next week for PSVR and PC VR headsets. It is currently on sale, 50% off, so if you don't have No Man's Sky and if you intend to play it in VR, I would highly recommend getting it. It's 50% off, like I said, on both Steam and PSN. And that sale goes until August 21st, so you can grab it while it's cheap and half off, which is a great price. Like I said, August 14th is when the Beyond update launches. And if you want to see us stream this some more before then, even in non-VR like we are now, let us know. We can do some more of these streams before it comes out, of just continuing to get ready and prepping and getting resources and whatnot. That's the exact same thing we're doing right now, Durbin Brown. Haven't played much, getting familiar with the game. Kyle's played a lot back when it came out. I played back when it came out, but it's been years, so I'm trying to refamiliarize myself and starting a new save file, which is what I just started here on this stream. And yeah, so it comes out very soon. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to our new subscribers. And always, as always, check out uploadvr.com for all the latest VR gaming news, reviews, and all that good stuff. We have a lot of cool stuff on the site. I published an article about No Man's Sky VR earlier today with a lot of details about what's coming in Beyond and all the updates they've gotten since launch. And make sure you tune in a couple days. We're going to have some more details on the game as well. So thank you for checking out the stream, and thank you for watching. And we might come back in a couple days with more non-VR streams just to get ready for the launch. And Kyle is putting me on an island here.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, thanks everybody. A lot of fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day.